You're going to hurt your arm if you keep throwing like this. You need to fix your mechanics. My coach tried saving me from arm injury for quite some time, actually. I was ignorant, hard headed, and didn't care about how I threw as long as it was hard. I always had nagging pains when I threw, but all I cared about were the results. I was able to throw hard and fairly accurate all my life with minimal effort, so I never minded a little bit of soreness in my elbow. I knew deep down that I was causing damage to my muscles and ligaments. It was the fourth day of a 5-day tournament of constant play in the dead heat of summer. I was physically exhausted, and our team knew that we didn't have any pitching to go further in the tournament. So when my coach told me to go get hot in the pen, I was all in. Still sore from my play earlier in the week, I rallied and started to throw. I felt like I had no control over where the ball was going, but I trekked on. I never told my coach or my catcher that my arm was bothering me. I proceeded to walk the first batter I faced on 4 pitches, which warranted a mound visit from my coach. "What the hell are you doing? Just throw it over the plate. These kids can't do anything with it." I remember feeling extremely uncomfortable. Not only was I lacking confidence, but I had barely any gas left in the tank. I got the next batter to hit into an easy ground ball to our second baseman, a perfect double play ball to get us through the inning. To my chagrin, the play was botched, leaving a runner on third and first. My confidence completely depleted, and I thought to myself, all I need to do is get through this next batter so we can get out of this. So I pushed through the pain and towed the rubber for the last time. I reached back with all of my might to try to throw a fastball right past this kid. Pop! It sounded like somebody snapping their fingers, but loud enough for our center fielder 150 feet away from me to hear. The ball went straight to the backstop, and I went straight to the ground. I couldn't feel anything in my right arm, but that was probably for the best. My body rushed with adrenaline and endorphins to mask the pain of whatever damage I had just done to myself. Everyone in the park knew what had just happened. So when I overheard the trainer talking to my coach and say, "Oh, it's definitely broken. His career might even be over," I was not shocked. Rather, I was disappointed in myself. Disappointed that I had never changed and never listened, and most importantly, never admitted that I was struggling. I allowed my ignorance and pride to be my driving force. I didn't listen to those who knew more than me, and I paid the price. After surgery, the next step was extensive rehab to get back in the game. Hours of work with folks who knew much more than me. In the end, everything had worked out for me physically, but the real question was if I had learned my lesson. "We had no idea you were struggling. Why didn't you tell us? It's unfair to keep us in the dark. We are here to help you." My parents lectured me after I told them that their once social butterfly of a son was struggling with isolating himself. I had never told my parents that I was unhappy and antisocial. College was supposed to be a place where I met lifelong friends and made strong connections, but something was off for me. I didn't leave my room for weeks. I couldn't leave my room. It was the only place I felt safe. I pleaded with my parents to understand mentally that I was not in the right place. They asked, "Did you reach out to anyone?" I had not. I knew there were many resources at my disposal: friends, coaches, and counselors, and not to mention my family, but I had never reached out to anyone. It just seemed like everything would fix itself. Once again, I succumbed to my ignorance and pride. I thought that if I could just make it through this next challenge, the grass would be greener. I never realized I was setting myself up for failure. "Ignorance is never bliss," my counselor told me. "You constantly need to be evaluating your situations and thinking about what you have next." I took this lesson to heart. While this is a rather new lesson, I realized how impactful my actions, or lack thereof, have on my life. I knew I was never alone in my challenges, but I would never admit to struggling. I never wanted to appear weak, so instinctively I kept it a secret when I was uncomfortable or unhappy. Life is a team sport. You're not in this alone. Strength in numbers have never been truer. No one expected me to take on every battle alone. A warrior mentality doesn't mean fight alone. Sometimes the best way to win a fight is with others, whether it's family, with fellow students, or a baseball team. Taking everything on alone didn't make me physically stronger or mentally stronger. Rather, it was quite detrimental in my life. A true warrior is someone who leads. Individualism never made anyone stronger. The way to grow is to surround yourself with people you trust and then be honest with them every step of the way.